Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Thursday, November 4th. So welcome to the new moon day, the new moon in Scorpio. And of course, we are going to be in Scorpio energy all day. There are 11 different aspects taking place today. 9 of them involve the moon. I definitely recommend that you download your moon guide so that you can walk through the shadow work that is absolutely needed, absolutely necessary in order for us to heal, for us to align with our soul's mission on the paths that are currently unfolding. We have a lot of energy here today. Of course, a new moon is always a doozy. It is a dark moon because the moon is not in the sky, which means that we have to sit with our thoughts and feelings. This is also the last day that Venus will be in Sagittarius, and also the last day that Mercury will be in Libra. And as we've been exploring, the day before these planets make a switch into a brand new energy, we are feeling the intensity. We are feeling the crisis point. We are feeling the desire from the universe for us to really get the life lesson before we move on to the next chapter. So we can expect some deep emotions, some very deep thoughts, likely on the dark side. And again, just remember that all of these negative thoughts and negative emotions are 100% needed for us to build a framework on what it is we need to move away from and what it is that we desire to move closer to. That's what a new moon is all about. So the moon right out of the gate is going to come up and sit next to Mars. Mars rules over Scorpio, so you best believe that this is a very intense, very passionate type of energy. The moon, of course, is our emotions, our intuition, our unconscious self, and bumping into Mars in this way, who is in Scorpio in his place of power, really going to trigger us passionately and intensely in order to listen to our intuition, in order to dive into the anger. Mars typically throws a tantrum, and we might find ourselves throwing a tantrum, going from 0 to 60 a lot quicker than 60 seconds, and then back again. We do have to really take notice of the triggers, of the not so nice thoughts and feelings coming up, because that is where the magic and the clues lie. The moon is going to make a little bit of a tension point with Neptune and then square Saturn. So let me just say that we're going to have a hard time tapping into our intuition because we're very overwhelmed. From our physical realms, from our emotional realms, from our mental realms, we're having a hard time discerning our fears and doubts from our intuitional worries, right? Sometimes we get an intuitional gut feeling and we're just not sure. Like, how do we know if we're sure? And then our ego kicks in and tears us all down and tries to paralyze us. And then we don't know whether we're coming or going. And then the moon squaring Saturn, well, this is a tension point. This is really kind of showing us, oh my goodness, I'm blocked, I'm restricted, I'm feeling held back in this way. I can't let my mind get past this certain point. I can't, seem to get past these certain emotions. These memories are coming back. The roles and responsibilities of my life is becoming too large, too big, too intense. What am I going to do? Well, the moon then bumps into Chiron and exposes all these wounds for good reason. We have to expose and illuminate the wounds in order to actually heal them. We have to accept them, integrate them, learn to work with them. Again, may I remind you, the new moon in Scorpio is supposed to trigger you to the deepest, darkest depths of your soul so that you can allow these triggers to rise to the surface and we can say, where did I learn this unconscious pattern from? Where is this coming from and stemming from my past? Oh, aha moment, I can see the dots be connected. And then suddenly it's in your awareness. How are we going to fix it? We're going to get a huge help because the sun goes ahead and makes a beautiful aspect with Pluto, who also rules over this new moon in Scorpio, who rules over Scorpio season. The sun in Scorpio, making this beautiful, harmonious aspect with Pluto. This is a boss up in emotions. This is recognizing the darkness. This is recognizing where we want to change, where we need to heal. This is recognizing where it is we need to change the most, the transformation the most, mostly in our heart space and in our psyche. The sun is our life force. It means that it's going to boss us up and give us a huge, intense energy for our will to want to change, to want to transform, to take all the pain and the trauma, all these triggers, and actually move forward despite them. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Pluto as well. This is emotionally us bossing up, us seeing a huge transformation. We've been illuminated to the darker parts. We've made the aha moments in our psyche. And now we can actually illuminate why it is that we feel this way. What from our past unconsciously is keeping us stuck in this state of paralysis. Bumping into Pluto in this way, Pluto's like, You're going to sit in the fear, use your victimhood for the rest of your life as an excuse to not move forward? Or are you going to boss up? Are you going to take control? Are you going to move forward even though you're scared and even though it's uncomfortable? Because we all know it's time to change. 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:15 Atlantic Standard Time, the moon is going to conjunct the sun. This is what gives us our new moon. We have the old part of ourselves. We have the new part of ourselves. We have the emotional part of ourselves. We have will, life energy, and force. This is us recognizing, oh my goodness, these subconscious patterns from my past are what is blocking me from the future that I've been praying for. And the sun is saying, okay, now that you brought it into our awareness, let's boss up. Let's flex. Let's move into the psyche. Let's move into the heart space. Let's rewrite the past into a more powerful narrative that we can use. This is going to be a major tension point. We're going to feel the inner conflict. The moon and the sun, of course, are both sitting across from, and again, download your moon guide. The major aspect taking place with this new moon is the direct opposition sitting across from Uranus, the great awakener, retrograde in Taurus. Taurus energy sits across from Scorpio energy. And this is going to highlight both the sun and the moon directly sitting across from Uranus. This is a shakeup. This is a wake up. This is downloads coming into our crown. This is perspective changes. This is recognizing why our foundations in our relationships, in our money matters, in our own worth, in our own value, in the plans that we had for the future, why it's being shook up. Why? Because it's not strong enough. We're missing something. We have to rebuild these foundations in alignment with our true heart and soul's mission. Everything that is falling apart is meant to be destroyed because it's not strong enough to house the next chapter, the next cycle of our lives. This is a big deal. We have to work through the shadow, and the moon is going to make a tension point with Venus, really putting the pressure on our heart space because we don't know what to do. We don't know how to grow. It's scary. It's overwhelming. We don't want to change, but yet we know change is inevitable. We know we don't want to stay here, but we don't know how to let go. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Chiron, and this just puts a huge, huge focus on the wounds that have come to the surface that we now can acknowledge and accept, that we can work on integrating, work on healing. And guess what? There's going to be a major aha moment within our energy, within our psyche that we can't unknow, that we can't go back from, which means that although this day is going to be very pressure filled, very intense, very dark and deep, by the end of it, we have healed certain aspects of our memory, of our heart, of our soul, of our psyche, that we will now be able to release that negative tension, that negative energy. And we are opening our heart space, opening our mind space to new ways of doing things, constantly progressing in the evolution, the path of growth that we need to make in our mind and in our heart space and in our soul.